what do you do if you're traveling with a trailer like I have behind me here, but you still want to get on the water and fish? So the good thing is in 2025, there are a lot of options out there. This video series is going to be dedicated to talking to the different manufacturers' reps, finding out how it is I can take a kayak with me, a good fishing kayak, and be able to get safely out on some lakes, some streams, and still enjoy a good day fishing and come back to camp. So this video is going to apply to anyone that is an RVer, anyone that is maybe using a smaller vehicle that is loaded down with camping equipment. They want to know, how can I still take a kayak with me? So we visited with manufacturers representatives at 2 different locations. We're going to, first of all, we're going to go to Indianapolis, Indiana. We're going to talk to several manufacturing reps there at the Indiana Boat Travel Show. They've even got a pool that we're going to try out a few of the models that they had available. Because here are the specs that I threw out. Here's what I'm looking for. I'm looking for something under 11 feet long, just because I have about 11 feet to work with in the configuration that I'm looking at transporting my kayak. And under 11 feet long, and I want it to be as light as possible, good balance between the weight and the fishing capabilities of this machine. I know, the kayak I usually fish out of, it is stable as a rock. It's as stable as any boat I've ever been in, but it also weighs about 160 pounds fully outfitted. So it's not something I'm gonna be lifting up and putting on top of the hard cover I have in my truck. So I'm going to find something that is under that 11 feet, and we're going to look at everything from 50-pound inflatables to 120-pound pedal kayaks. So stick with me. We're going to give you some good options to look for in 2025 in portable fishing machines. I'm here with Anna with Bonafide, and we're going to look at a couple models, right?
Yep.
That might actually line up with what we're looking for. So we're looking for something like under 11 feet, and kayaks, rotomodal kayaks aren't light anyway, but something that on the lighter side of a rotomodal kayak. So what do you got for us?
Yeah, so if you're looking at fishing specific or slight recreation possibility, in the native line, our best option is going to be the Slayer LTE. This is a 10-foot pedal drive boat. It is a redesign of our Classic that has been in our system almost since the beginning of the pedal drives. We make them in Fletcher, North Carolina, so they're American made.
Love that.
This particular model, when you take the seat and the drive out, which is how most people are transporting it, you're looking at 65 pounds. That's going to be your lightest pedal drive boat on the market. You put those 2 guys on there and you're right around 85 pounds. But, most people aren't moving them around completely assembled. If they are, they're getting a sidekick system, which is a really awesome accessory.
Yeah, we actually have, she has a pedal Slayer Max, 12-footer, but it's just too heavy to lift.
You're going to be about 20 to 30 pounds more on the Max version.
Is that for the same 10-footers, about 20 to 30 pounds?
Yep. And one of the great things about the redesign of the LTE, when you bring up the Max, is riggability. So that's one of the big things we see with this redesign, is that you do have the option to put a trolling motor on there. You've got a little bit more accessory option in the front, a more solid, easy to use hatch, and then the sacrificial electronics plates is the big thing on this model.
So you drill a hole in your boat without drilling a hole in your boat.
Yeah.
So that's handy.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay.
When we come to the Bonafide lineup, we would say the SS107. So it's one of our flagship boats. Super, super stable.
Like we have one over here.
We have one over here if you want to take a look.
Okay. Now, one quick question about the LTE over here. So how did they come up with the weight savings?
So part of that is just size.
Okay.
So when you look at plastic thickness, pretty much all across the board as far as main brand rotomolded boats, whether it's New Canoe or Wilderness Systems or even Hobie, we're all going to have about the same thickness when it comes to the poly. And so it really comes down to the design. So it's kind of a what's the word I'm looking for? Shallower draft on it. And so that helps, but also just, it's a small boat. It's only 10 feet.
Yeah. Absolutely. So this is the Bonafide version.
This is the Bonafide version. So this is 10.5 feet. One of the big things that I like to point out on this boat is the seat. I would say this is one of the most comfortable seats on the market.
And it just looks comfortable.
Super comfy. This is in the high position. It also has a low position, so if you're looking for even more stability, you have that low position option. Now, this one has been in our lineup for a really long time, so it doesn't have all the bells and whistles like the newer boats do, but it does still have the option if you wanted to motorize to put a Torqeedo or a Newport motor on here. It's still easy to do.
So it starts out as a paddle version, right? Paddle.
Yep.
So do you know what, like, do you have a show price for this today? Or do you know what the prices are?
You know, I don't know what the show price is on this one today. We'd have to ask Mike.
All right.
But it's a great boat. You have the removable dry pod area.
Nice.
So if you want to create like an accessory pod, so you're mounting your graphs and things onto the top, your transducer on the bottom, it's one complete package.
And that comes with the boat?
Yep, that comes with the boat. Comes as you see it.
Okay, so everything right here comes with that boat. And remind me again, what was the weight?
Weight on this one is 85 pounds.
Okay, so actually it's a little more than the
It's a little heavier than the LTE,
Yeah.
and you know, it's half a foot longer. So that's where that one's coming from.
So is this 11? What is this?
This is 10 and a half.
Okay, 10 and a half feet, okay. And the LTE is 10, right?
Yep, LTE is 10.
So we've got transom mount. You could probably put a transom, any type of motor you wanted to on there, really.
Yep.
Okay, nice. And do you have any grab bars? Yeah, we got a grab bar in the back.
It folds down, so it's kind of hidden down there.
All right, that's handy.
Yep.
Same thing on the front. Yep, get a good grab bar up there. What has been your most popular boat that you sell just through those two lineups? Of any category, any size?
Yeah, I would say the Titans have been really hot.
Yeah.
In the native line, the Titan X, it has a swivel seat on it, which people love.
It's a big kayak.
Super stable platform, but they are big boats.
Yeah.
On the Bonafide side, I'd say the PWR has been a really popular one, and then the new XTR has been really hot as well. My personal favorite in the Bonafide lineup is the SKF, which I think is an underappreciated model.
SKF? What is that?
So that's going to be this guy over here. So it's 11 and a half feet, so it's starting to get a little bit longer.
Yeah.
But what I love about it, so it's super shallow draft on this boat. You need only about 4 inches.
Oh, wow.
As far as water depth goes.
Yeah.
It's kind of a crossover between a kayak and a stand-up paddleboard. So I use it mostly standing. I put my dog on the front. Really stable board.
Nice.
It's great for fly fishing because you have not a whole lot of things to hang a line up on.
Yeah.
Comes with a super comfortable seat. The seat is also removable, and you can put a cooler down into the space as well.
Nice.
Where you have these attachment bars, which is pretty cool.
A lot of room there. So this is 11.7
This is 11 and a half.
11 and a half. Okay, so a little bigger than I can probably fit. So.
A little bigger, but some people have that option.
Yeah.
And the nice thing is they're skinny. So we've had people who have been able to get it into their rigs.
Yeah.
Just from a width perspective.
Yeah, really. I mean, it is a skinny kayak. You've got a rudder.
You've got a little drop down skeg in there for tracking.
Okay. Nice. Yeah, I've never even seen that model before. That's interesting. So what kind of weight are we looking at on this?
Weight on this guy I think is going to be around the same. So 69 pounds.
Yeah. Nice. Very nice. Well, so just to summarize, if we're looking for something under 12 feet, 11 and under, so we got the regular native 10, right?
Yep. So we've got the Titan X10, which is going to be a heavier boat. We've got the Max 10, which is not seen here right now. We do have those up at the shop at Moving Waters. Okay. And then the Slayer LTE.
All right. Now, Moving Waters is right here in Indiana, right?
Yep, they're up in Zionsville.
Okay, so what's the best way if somebody wants to contact you about one of these boats, how do they do that?
I would say contact Moving Waters. You can find them on the web.
All right, chase them down. So.
Yeah.
I want to thank you for your time. I appreciate
you're
appreciate
welcome.
your time. Good luck to you.
Thank you.
All right. On our quest to find an RVer's kayak. So Newtown, or Old Town, does a lot of great stuff. I currently fish out of one of your big boats. But that baby ain't going to the RV with
no,
me,
it
right?
is not.
No,
it is not, is it?
136 is not going with me. So what do you have to offer somebody that wants a smaller package yet still be able to do some fishing?
So we have a couple different options. First, we have our Sportsman 106. It is just a strictly paddle.
Okay, that's what's in front of us here, right? Okay.
Fits great in the back of the boat. Comfortable seat, nice foot pedals.
All right.
Got a good strap to be able to pull yourself up.
That's great.
Got a pontoon style hull, so it's super stable to stand up and fish out of. It's got dry storage in the front, plenty of room in the back to put you a nice Yak Attack box.
Nice.
Store your rods and tackle. Another great option is be right behind you here.
Okay.
Is our 106 PDL.
All right. Yes.
A pedal-driven kayak is way easier to use than a paddle, and you know that, I'm sure, as well as anybody.
Yeah.
This would be another great option that fits easily in the back of a truck. This pedal drive system comes out real easy for storage too. Pretty much makes it the same weight as that paddle one over there.
Nice. Now, what is approximately the hull weight if you take that off? What are we looking at?
So with drive, you're about 120 pounds.
Okay.
Without the drive, you're about 100 pounds.
All right.
So it's still manageable to get in the back of a truck for any person.
Sure. Okay. Nice. So these are basically the same hull. This one's got
pretty much the same hull
built into it.
The hull's a little bit different to maximize the efficiency of the pedal drive. So it's a little bit different.
Yeah. All right. Very nice. Very nice. So you guys have a lot of Old Town. I'm a big Old Town fan. So you guys have a lot of great equipment for what we're talking about today, though, with RVers. Basically, these 10 foot.
Yes.
Are these right at 10 feet? Or are they
10.6?
They're 10 foot
10.6.
Okay.
Yeah. I put plenty of them in the back of pickups. It fits well.
Yeah. It just so happens I have 10 foot, about 10 inches I can work with on my particular setup. So something like this would fit the bill. So
yes.
I want to thank you for your time.
Yeah. No problem.
All right,
thank you.
All right, so we're here with Moving Waters Outfitters, right?
Yep.
So you guys have an amazing spread here at the show. I mean, you guys always have this much inventory.
This is the show that sort of kicks off essentially the whole year for us. So we do it well. We work real hard with Renfro Productions to make sure it's a nice stocked area. You know, we're the ones that are bringing in all the manufacturing reps and everything, so everything's staffed with it. But
well, you're doing an incredible job because everybody I've talked to knows what they're talking about, and they all reference your shop. Okay, so you're doing a great job.
Well, thank you. Yeah, no, it's so myself and Mark, who's working here, we've been in this for, probably almost 2 decades now, being involved in fishing kayak world. So yeah, it's something we're passionate about and been involved in. So it's been fun to watch the evolution of it over the years.
Yeah. So we're specifically kind of targeting a niche market, and we're looking at kayaks that people can fish out of. They maybe need something a little more portable, like RVers that have a tow and a trailer or something. And we saw that you've got one of the Wilderness Systems ITAC inflatables.
Yeah. The ITAC 110, it's being a fairly new model that's been out, was introduced last year. But it's a nice inflatable that it's stable, has some fishing features with it. But the best thing is the portability. So we've done extremely well with it, and it's been good for gentlemen and women that are looking to hit creeks and lakes and also rivers. But again, the biggest thing is portability with it, and just having some that's more than a step up of what you would find at a Walmart or Dick's Sporting Goods. I mean, you have good quality construction, and input coming from Confluence Outdoors / Wilderness in the design. So
now every time anybody talks inflatables, the first concern is always punctures. What does that have that is going to cut down on any concern?
Yeah, so I mean, the biggest thing with that is, we're looking at the same type of construction you would find in whitewater rafts.
All right.
So extremely durable. Now, by all means, don't take it down a shale cliff, dragging it. But we take it down all of the creeks around here, such as Sugar Creek, which there's a lot of rocks and everything, and you're going to be able to take the abuse of it. I mean, I personally run a raft for doing guiding trips out of, and we've had no issues. So it is something to where, hey, it's inflatable. There's a risk. There really isn't. I mean, they're extremely durable. Another thing we really like about it is it actually has a pressure release vent on it, because one of the other things that some kayaks have is you inflate them in the morning and then the sun pops out, heat, air expands. And when you have those, so some people tend to overinflate, and when they do that, hey, you risk it popping. But with this, they have the pressure release route, so they really thought a lot in the process.
This is, you said the second year these are out?
This is year number 2, so they released last year.
Okay, outstanding. So I saw you have one over there. I'm going to go shoot some video of that real quick. Is there any chance we can get that thing in that pool?
Yeah, absolutely.
And take a look at it and see how they work. So yeah, that's really, from what I've seen, that's the only truly truly inflatable that's here today.
Yeah.
There might be some down the road, but I definitely want to check that
Yeah, no, and the reason we like that one, so we're an NRS dealer. We've dealt with NRS for the longest time, so we've done like a lot of their SUPs, like the Herons and the Ospreys. We really like this one because Wilderness took their time to go, okay, what are some key fishing features that you find on your standard stand top kayaks that people like? And one of the biggest things is the seat. It's got a very comfortable seat, which, stadium style, so it's removable, but also they did a real good job on making that deck, so once it's inflated to the recommended PSI, it's nice and firm, so it's easy to stand on.
Okay, nice. And NRS is known for high quality stuff, and if you're used to NRS things and you're back in the Wilderness, that says something about it.
Yeah, no, I mean, the quality is on the same par, so I mean, it's an excellent choice for anyone looking to get out where, hey, I have a limited amount of space, or also, to be honest, if they're trying to keep the weight down, because you're sub 50 pounds with this compared to a fishing kayak of the same size, you're probably going to be in that 65 to 75 pound glass.
Yeah, very easily. All right, Mike, thanks a lot.
No, you're
in a class operation. All your sales reps and everything have been great to talk to.
No, this one isn't going to be quite as stable as your last time went in. So once you get in, it'll be stable.
Yeah, definitely a low profile, man. All right, thank you. All right. Huh. You just feel the extra buoyancy in this thing. It just bobs like a bobber. Yeah, without that keel, you could probably go in 2 inches of water. This thing moves like nobody's business. Yeah.
Got that keel in once in a while.
Yeah. Yeah. Man. Nice. Now, what kind of mounts are these for? Yak Attack, or what are these for?
There's a kind of a, I forget what they call it. That's for rod holders.
Okay. Yeah, man, you sit so low in that. That's good.
The other thing you can do is you push that down, and now you can sit up there too.
Okay. Yeah, that would make a big difference. So these are the valves you're talking about. Little D-rings.
D-rings. Valve here, floor, tubes.
Now, do you know, does any type of warranty come with this? I mean, they have
I think it's
3
years. I would double.
Oh yeah, so that is the entire carrying case. That's it, right?
That's it.
That's about what you pack for an overnight, dear. Yeah. All right, so we're in the Hobie booth now. So as we said, we're looking for that ultralight, a lightweight option. You can do some fishing on the water while you're traveling with an RV. So what do you got?
So Hobie's got a couple options, kind of depending on if you're looking at solid vessel or if you're looking at something in a vessel that you can kind of break down in an inflatable line.
Right.
So we've got the Hobie Lynx over here.
Okay.
So with this one, it's a thermo bonded or thermo molded kayak. So essentially 2 pieces of plastic that are conjoined in the middle. Keeps this at the running weight of the kayak without the drive or without the seat on it is going to be 44 pounds.
Oh wow.
So super easy to move around. Only downside to it if you are in an RV is it's always going to be this size.
Yeah. This
so
what, 12 feet maybe, is it?
Yeah.
Okay.
And with that, it allows you to be able to car top it or put it into, if you've got like a an alleyway that runs in the RV, you can lay it down in there during transit. The other option is they do an entire lineup of this. I've got the 11 out here, the inflatable series.
All right, let's take a look.
So the nice part with the inflatable series, it's all drop stitch. So when this is fully inflated, it feels just like a solid kayak. Still comes with the Hobie Mirage Drive.
Okay.
So with that pedal system, it's fins that are underneath the kayak. If you push 1 foot forward, the fins come up against the hull, and you can feather them through really shallow areas. Both this and the Lynx will draft about 3 to 4 inches of water, so you can get into those really, really skinny areas really easy. Okay. And then with this one, it will deflate and fold up into about a 2.5 by 2 foot rolling luggage bag.
Wow.
So it really allows you to kind of save on space and make it really manageable to still get everything else that you want to get out there out.
So this is the traditional, was it 180 drive, I think?
So this one comes with a forward-only drive, so it'll be very similar to this drive here.
All right.
So again, the cool part with this, when it comes up, you're able to feather that through shallower areas. If you think of this kind of like a prop drive, that's the size of your prop. So you're going to be a lot more water moving with a lot less effort. The other thing that Hobie does on a lot of their kayaks, which is kind of unique to them, there's not a whole bunch of brands doing this, their seat is set in a dedicated area. So it's in the best balance point of the kayak on any of their kayaks.
I see this is affixed on a D-ring there, so you're not going to move it.
And instead of moving the seat forward and aft, they move the pedal stems.
Okay.
So you can adjust these with a click of the button here to whatever the height of the person that's going into it is, but still keeps you in that best balance point, so you always feel secure inside of the kayak. The other unique thing with these is every now and then we're on the water, we just don't see things. And if you strike something, these fins kick back. When you start pedaling again, they snap back into place. So it gives you longevity in the drive without having to do a whole lot of maintenance to it.
Nice. Do you know what the approximate price of this is?
I want to say for the show that we have got those right around $2,200.
Okay.
I think
is that with the drive?
That's with the drive, with the paddle, with the seat, the cup holder, rudder, everything.
Okay.
And then I believe the standard price on these is going at about $25.99.
All right.
And then the Lynx is about the same thing.
Okay. Nice. So you see, this one is 275 pound rated. Now, what kind of material are these pontoons made of? Do you know?
So this will actually, so the way that they phrase this is a little off. Okay. This will actually do up to 400 pounds.
All right. So good size person and some gear.
And then I always tell people when you get into the inflatables, I never do it by time to inflate. So they give you two options. They give you a electronic motor to be able to inflate these, or they give you a hand pump. If we tell somebody it's going to take 10 minutes to inflate this, everybody's a little different. So I usually tell them the outside pontoons are typically around 20 pumps. Okay. The center is about 40 pumps to get to full inflation.
That's nice. Very nice. All right, you guys Hobie seems to have a really good selection of lightweight stuff that's very functional.
So yeah, their big push here of late has been trying to stay in every version of the market. So they've got dedicated fishing vessels, they've got dedicated sailing vessels, but they also have dedicated lightweight and economically friendly vessels.
Excellent. So if someone wanted to follow up on this conversation and talk to the shop, how do they get hold of it?
So we are Sun Valley Sports on the southeast corner of 465 here in Indianapolis.
Okay. All right, there we go. Quick rundown of a few those boats that we saw in Indianapolis. What do you think? What do you think? Comment below. Which one of those really catches your eye? I tell you, there's two that jumped out to me. Number one was the inflatable, the iAttack inflatable. It really felt very different on the water than any hard shell kayak I've ever been on. Much more buoyant and much more maneuverable. You know, the only thing is it's so darn low. The seating position is so low. I think that could be a negative. But definitely I'm intrigued by it. But the one that really stands out that I can't really stop thinking about is that LTE native pedal drive. Okay, that one that's only 65 pounds once you take the drive and the seat off. Man, for what I'm thinking of, you know, the length is right. If you use leverage right, when you're picking that thing up, you're never going to be lifting more than about 30 pounds. So I'm really thinking hard about that one. But you know, we've got a lot more kayaks to look at. We're going to visit with my friends down at Midwest Kayak Company at Cape Girardeau, Missouri, and they're going to be able to show us different lines of kayaks that might be able to meet our needs. So look for that second in this series of videos on trying to find the perfect fishing machine for RVers. We'll have that out shortly. Make sure you like and subscribe so you know when we got more information about those kayaks. You may be wanting one of them. All right, thanks, and enjoy your time on the water.